Okay, doke.
Sure this audio is edited.
Yeah, for the most part, these all seem pretty easy. It's like, are you going to destroy my doll with a chainsaw?
Maybe.
Oh, I would love to.
All right, we
We're live.
are live.
Hello. So today we are hanging out with Chelsea from Pumpkin Sparkles Baby and the lady who gave birth to me, my mom.
Oh, that's who gave birth to you? Your mom?
Yeah,
Oh,
who
wow.
gave birth to you?
I read from Stork,
Oh, good.
Historic, yeah.
and I grew on a baby tree.
Well, Mom, do you want to say how you get money to feed yourself and Dad and used to feed me?
Used to feed me.
As I recall, you didn't eat very much, but to pay the bills, I work for TSA in Reno. So I'm an airport security officer. My title is transportation security officer. I'm also a training instructor. So I teach
So cool.
new hires and also the workforce on new procedures and then reoccurrent training.
So all the brand new people coming to work at the airport look at you and they're like, wow, I want to be just like her when I grow up. Right?
Sure. No one's ever said that out loud though. Maybe I should ask them if that's really what they're thinking.
They're probably just assume that they are most likely thinking that on the inside. I want to be just like her.
Next time I go through security, I'm going to tell them that wholeheartedly.
But say when you grow up.
Okay.
Yeah. You're there taking your shoes off and you're like, hey, I want to be just like you.
But make sure you're carrying 5 dolls with you.
Right. I will most likely be holding dolls. Like when I grow up, I want to be just like you. Like, okay,
It might make a little bit more sense when you're just carrying a bunch of dolls and stuff.
Yeah.
When I go out into public, I just carry dolls with me everywhere I go. So.
Oh, good.
Have like a really small Lightning McQueen backpack with you too.
Oh, sweet. That would be perfect. I was thinking more along the lines of Dora the Explorer.
Oh,
because
Dora the Explorer. And then have like a one of those wrist leashes, and then like Jack can hold on to it.
Listen.
So you don't run away.
Allie used to have to be on one of those things because that little girl would go darting. I mean, she would just, oh my God. And people used to give me the dirtiest looks. I'm like, don't care. Don't care. I would much rather have this child on a leash than be chasing it down. Sorry.
Did Kiersten
I was a leash mom.
Did Kiersten ever run away? Did you ever have to put her on a leash so she didn't run away?
Nope. Kirsten would hold my hand, and she was actually a very good little girl
Oh.
until she turned 11.
Yeah.
And then she was
My
And
holding
that's when you started working at TSA.
Right. Exactly. We'll blame it on that.
get away from it.
Allie was a rough like her early years were rough, but now she's but she's 12 and I'm still waiting. I'm waiting, but she's been pretty good. So
I don't think all kids.
I was terrible at 11 to like 18. Not terrible, but like it was a rough go of it. But she's good. I'm hoping that it stays that way. But we're very, very different though. So like it works. I feel like she's a lot like her dad. So I understand her personality. So it works.
I was
That's
amazing
good.
as a
What's
child.
that?
Oh,
I was
you never beat your brothers up?
No, you can't prove any of that. That was amazing. My parents loved me. I was definitely their favorite.
Oh.
Most well-behaved, 10 out of 10.
Every time I go through my homeschooling planner, I think of you, Ethan. Seriously.
Yeah. Think of me how? What do you think?
This honestly, I know we kid about this, but like our conversation about homeschooling really helped me realize that I need to be more like forthcoming about what they want to learn about and not just stuff that like I feel like I'm confident about. And especially since Allie is going to be homeschooling next year and she's like in all these crazy math classes and stuff. I want to make sure she's being challenged and that she enjoys it. And it's not just, a textbook. So I'm gonna be a good homeschooling mom for at least a week next year. It's gonna be great.
So
That's a good goal.
When you're going through your planner, you're like, okay, what can I do so my children don't turn out like Ethan?
No, No, I feel like it's a blessing to have somebody that has gone through it to help me steer the path a little bit, that they don't grow up and say, I remember that horrible time that my mom homeschooled me. You know, I want them to remember it being like an okay thing that happened.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Do we have?
Yes, we
do
have a lot of
questions now?
questions.
We have questions.
People love it when we're live. They love it when we are live and they don't know what we're going to say. They love it.
Right?
Who knows?
Oh my gosh, I just thought that said, can the dog go in your check bag? I was like, what? Okay, can the dog go in your check bag or does it have to be in carry-on?
It can be in either. It doesn't matter.
What if you just have 500 dolls? Can I bring all those?
But you're not going to travel with $500. Wait, no, wait. I do have a question about that. If you're traveling to a doll show, like what I may have a lot of dolls.
You could. So it's up to the airline. We just screen. So when people bring things through, we screen it. It'll be up to the airline, and you're going to have to pay more. If you have 12 bags, you're going to have to pay more. And you're only allowed 2 carry-ons on most airlines. Some airlines even charge you to have a carry-on. So it's going to depend on the airline. And you can check with them for more information.
You should contact them and be like, hey, I have 500 babies. Can I keep them in my suitcase, or should I bring them with me on the plane?
I usually actually get a big backpack and I'll put my doll in the backpack and bring it with me and keep it in the backpack.
You know what? It also depends on how expensive they are. If they are a lot of money, you might want to carry them. That way they don't get damaged in your checked bag.
Yeah, at least it's there, and you know, if somebody spills a drink on it, you just watch that happen so you know something went wrong.
Gosh.
So,
Do you have to take it out of the bag though, like, or just leave it in the backpack?
You would leave it in the backpack.
And do you say, hi, there's a doll in here that looks very realistic, or do you not say anything?
It depends.
You don't have to say anything.
Okay.
You don't have to say anything.
Because I feel like I would definitely say something.
The doll will go through the x-ray, and the x-ray operator might look at it and say, oh, okay. But they look kind of creepy on the x-ray.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking, because it looks, well, you can obviously tell it's not human because it doesn't have bones, but that must be surprising to see. Well, maybe not though, because it would just look like a doll, right? Or like a stuffed animal or something.
Depending on what they're made of, sometimes you can't see them.
Yeah, because I've taken American Girl dolls on my carry-on, and that's freaked out some agents because they just look weird on the TV.
Yeah.
have you guys ever put a doll through the x-ray thing and then put a baby through the x-ray thing to see if they look the same?
Not side by side. We highly recommend that real live babies don't go through the x-ray. But there are people that have done that.
What?
Yeah. They leave them in the carriers and then they go through the x-ray. It's not good, but
you have to teach them how to parent.
do we teach them how to parent? Some people might give them a very stern talking to, but
that's not good.
Not
That's called a miscommunication.
Do they look like Jello on the other side?
What?
Whenever they come out, do they look like Jello?
Jello?
Oh my God.
Not as they come out. Maybe a couple years down the road they will.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You know, on the choosing where to put your dolls, it made me think of a story. Right before I left Hawaii from Florida, it was my birthday. So we went to the mall, and a couple of my friends went to the mall, and people bought me, because I was really into Legos at the time. People bought me all these like fancy Lego sets, right? And I put it in my suitcase. And whenever I got it, one of the boxes was just slashed open, and like all the bags divided up so that you can make it make the set in order, right?
Yeah.
And they were cut open.
Oh.
No, I
all
didn't
over in the
know
bag.
that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Luckily,
no.
all the pieces are still there, but let me think of that. I should have.
That leads us into our next question. Someone asked, how can your dolls go through airport security gently? I'd be scared they'd get damaged.
Yeah.
All right. It's up to you how you want to pack them. A lot of people do not pack well and they'll just throw things in the bag. Okay. There's one, and I'm looking at the other one in the group that, yes, exactly. That just throws stuff in the bag. So if you aren't careful how you pack, yes, items can get damaged. So TSA is not the only ones that has access to bags. The airline has access to the check bag as well. So it's not always TSA that's damaging the items.
No,
but
watch them through the window when if you're on the right side of the plane, they throw them in.
yeah.
Yeah. They pretend
They're-
they're UPS. Sorry. That's
Oh,
what they
go
do
ahead.
with boxes. I said they pretend like they're UPS and they chuck the boxes. If it says fragile on it, they just kick it. It's just
Yeah.
There's
Kick
actually-
it harder.
I was
Yeah.
looking out the window one time and they were putting the bags onto the airplane and one person just threw it on the ground and then did like a body with an elbow on it and started punching it a couple times. So, and they had a bat that said airline on it. And they just started smacking.
you just see like a little kid like, no, that's my bag.
not my fragile coffee cup collection.
Right. Gosh. Mine really stresses me out. So there's a lot that goes into that,
Yeah.
especially with the dolls though.
I think it does with everybody. And people forget what they packed, where they packed it, how they packed it.
Yeah, definitely.
I just don't pack anything when I travel.
Oh, you just wear the same outfit over and over again?
Well, I think when we go places, most of the time I'll have like a backpack, which is my carry-on, and that'll be about everything I need for a week.
Oh, yeah.
Just all of Kirsten's dolls in your backpack.
Yeah. Kiersten has the backpack, the 2 suitcases. That's her stuff. So I don't usually. worry
Aren't you
about it
glad
too
we're
much.
not flying to Disney?
Yeah. Whenever I went from my tech school to my first base, everything I owned fit in 2 suitcases. So like everything I owned.
Everything you owned?
Yeah.
Wow. How many suitcases would it take for Kiersten to travel with her dolls?
Oh, a lot.
Just her dolls, nothing
Yeah.
else.
Just her dolls, all of her dolls.
All of our suitcases.
Well, yeah, because some of them are really big now, because now I want ones that eat a lot of food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I have, yeah, no, I just had this like flash of me moving across the country and it just made my eye twitch of all the things that I need to move. Most of the things I'd have to move, they're just kits. They're not fully put together dolls because I won't do that. Obviously, I'll have them all cleared
You
out,
can
but
throw everything away.
yeah, could do that. That would be an expensive Saturday.
That's
Yard
what
sale.
I was going from tech school to Hawaii. I just threw most of my stuff away. That was
Yeah.
not smart. That was
And then we had a yard sale too.
yeah, you sold all my stuff.
That's what I told my parents. I tell them, they're always like, they'll text me every couple months, be like, oh, I found this thing in a box somewhere in the basement. Do you want? And I'm like, I've been away for like 7 years now. Just throw away everything. I don't care.
Josh's parents have started giving him his baby pictures and like just pictures of him, and I'm like, I don't like, I don't know. It's funny. What happens later on because I have it, but my husband has been like, I don't want them, so now I have them. Now because I can't say no because I feel bad. I'm like, sure, I'll take all of these photos.
They just go to your baby wall.
And I'm like, yeah, he has his yearbook. And I'm like, what do you do with it? Like, what do you want to do with this? What do you do with this? I mean, I have my high school yearbook. What do you do with it? Oh, look at
It's up there.
I went to high school. I don't know. It's
I
weird.
don't have a yearbook.
Oh, now Ethan feels bad.
Well, actually, I do. It's just a picture of me. And it's not a book.
Graduating class of What year were
You
you?
know what you guys should do is you should recreate a prom for Ethan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go to
That's what I was
prom.
saying. Kirsten, you know, when it comes around for my birthday, she's always like, "What do you want to do? What do you want?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Nothing. I don't want anything."
We should invite everybody
And then-
from work over for a prom.
One time I was like,
Prom and do like a super awkward prom pose. Let's do it.
"Can I have a graduation?" That's when you graduate, right? You graduate
No.
No.
Prom? No, Ethan. It's okay. You graduate like a little bit later after prom.
Okay.
Oh
A
boy.
month later.
Oh,
My graduating
Next-
cap is
next
somewhere
question.
if you want to wear it though. Okay.
oh, perfect. It won't fit my head. It's huge.
Is it true you have to take reborns apart if you try and fly with that?
I would punch somebody.
If they just started
So-
ripping your doll apart?
No, you don't have to take, no. Mm.
So I had a
That was a rumor that was going on for a long time.
Which
that
is
they-
so weird. I've flown with so many dolls, like all kinds of dolls. They've never
Yeah.
taken them apart.
I had a theory that you guys had like just a saber saw at TSA that said doll opener, and you guys just
because there's so many people traveling with reborn dolls.
yeah. You guys like, "Oh, we got a reborn doll. Time to cut its head off."
No.
And then
Oh,
you guys
no.
take the airport bats and smack it.
Oh my gosh.
gosh.
There was an announcement at the airport. It was talking about unattended bags if they would be taken by the airport and then they could be destroyed. That's what the announcement said. And I was like, that I want to be the one to destroy all these things.
Yeah.
And hit the button.
Yeah, and just explodes. That'd be
Uh-huh. That would be awesome.
For a special like morale boosting event for work, I think you were at this
You
one.
destroy people's bags.
No, they had an old computer that was probably
Oh.
from like the 80s and they gave us sledgehammers and said it was
Nice.
fun.
Nice.
Yeah, well, it was a computer that we had to use all the time. So people that were really old had to use this computer that was really annoying, basically.
Yeah.
That's why there were all these salty master sergeants with sledgehammers.
I just wanted to break something.
Yeah. That's cathartic. I
Bulky
think they
master
even have
sergeant.
places where you can just break glass and cars and stuff, right? You just take
Okay.
sledgehammers. I mean, you wear eye protection, but you can just like break stuff.
The funnest video me and Kiersten ever made was not doll related at all. It was,
We went to the Dollar Tree.
we went to the Dollar Tree.
We
And-
bought like 50 things.
It was like 70. We spent, because everything there's $1. So we bought like
Everything.
everything you could imagine at a dollar store, and we just ran it over with
It
my.
was so much fun. It made such a mess.
That sounds like a
It-
good time.
We had a ketchup bottle, and we ran over the ketchup bottle with it, and
Yeah,
it just
We're
there. So my driveway kind of went up as it exited, so there just looked like there was this blood splatter all across my driveway. It was great.
It's on my channel. You guys should go find it.
I've seen TikToks where that's like their whole thing is they slow motion run over stuff. I'm like, this is brilliant.
We should do it because we think that's
Put it
hilarious.
on your channel, Ethan.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my Jeep covered in ketchup and
It's
soap
covered in
and-
mud.
get
What's
a
the
new
difference?
car to do that with. Obviously,
Fair enough, fair
just
enough.
ask Santa for it.
Yes.
I just don't want it to smell like ketchup every time I go
Yeah,
to the
I get it. I understand.
Kirsten, that baby, look.
Aww.
Up close. Oh my!
Didn't have any hair.
Did you see the one that I had with the sucking thumb? That looks just like that. Can you hold that up again, please? I want to see the hair.
Oh, she was a baldy baby.
Yes, so is my daughter. Look at that. What year were you born again, Kirsten? I forgot.
95.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
We had just gotten to Virginia and we had been traveling for like a month.
You're so
So-
beautiful.
He started sucking her thumb.
I have an ultrasound picture of Allie sucking her thumb. It's my favorite
wow.
thing that I own. She sucked her thumb for a while, and then the dentist told her that she needed to stop or she was going to have to wear braces, and she quit like that night.
Oh, wow.
I sucked my thumb till I was like 10. Like it was a problem.
I don't know when I stopped, but it was too old.
Yeah, it was a problem. So it took me a long time to quit. They would put like mustard and hot sauce. I'm like, yummy.
It's easy. We did it's easy to make her stop
Duct
doing stuff.
Yeah, we because whenever we'll go get food or something like that, she'll always be right there in your lap, wanting to eat the food with you. So we got
Are you
Taco
talking
Bell
about
one time.
Kirsten?
No, Daisy the dog.
Pay attention, come on.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
So there was one time we went and we got Taco Bell, and we always get I'll get the Diablo sauce, which is really spicy and
Mhm.
hot. So I put like, there's like a little bit on the end
Like
of my
the
finger
teeniest drop.
and let her lick it. And she just sat there for the next like 3 minutes going,
And then came back for more.
yeah. And then she wanted more.
And as a puppy, whenever she was naughty, I would try to do the apple vinegar spray or whatever. And she thought it was the greatest. Like it was God's gift to her.
Yeah.
That's
They make like this no chew spray for
Mhm.
dogs where you'll
And
like,
she loved it.
yeah, where you'll like spray it on something so that they won't bite it or chew it or whatever. And she thinks it's delicious.
She's like a child.
She
Yeah.
is.
Next question.
Question.
What should you do when you have a doll in your carry-on bag?
What should you do?
Big.
It is.
Keep the bag with you at all times.
Yeah.
Don't leave it.
So when
I'll
I'm going
destroy
through security and I tell you there's a doll in there, will you be mad at me?
Nope.
Okay, and I'll just let it go through, and then you guys are gonna take it off the belt, and then what happens when you take it off the belt? Because I have a doll in my backpack.
Is it going for additional screening?
Mm-hmm. Don't you pat it down with like sandpaper?
Sandpaper.
No.
My eyes
No.
twitching. Like what?
No, we don't use sandpaper.
You just do straight up acetone, right? Just to wipe it down, just to get all the paint off. I'm just kidding.
You just dump it in nail polish remover.
That's how you
No.
strip dolls.
You take like one of those meat hammers
And start.
and start tenderizing it.
I think
I guess I don't understand the question, but
people
I
are
think
very
we're trying to make the
nervous that
question
you're going to
funny.
harm the doll when you take it out, that you're going to like ruin it somehow. I think they're nervous about that. And you're
no,
not.
no, we're gonna make sure that each person that gets on the aircraft is safe and gets to their destination. That's our whole point. And we just have to make sure that everybody doesn't have the prohibited items that they're not supposed to.
Every time I've taken a reborn doll, it's taken off the belt, but they're always really kind and gentle. And they'll be like, I've only had one person not be kind, but she was still gentle. They'll take it out, be like, oh, it's a doll. I'm going to look it over. Okay. And if it's Paisley, people are usually like, oh, she's so cute.
What if
Mhm.
your doll is filled full of pocket knives and razors?
That would be a problem.
Okay. So
Should I look over baby Ethan?
you should take its clothes off and it has razor blades taped to it.
Well, I
Yeah,
would have.
that would be a problem. So don't tape razor blades to your doll before. That's what we've learned today. Now we know.
No,
Now
no,
you know.
there's your lesson for the day.
I have a non-doll related flying question for you. Are you so required to wear masks on the plane the whole time, even if you're vaccinated?
So that's up to the airline.
Okay.
When you come through screening, we are asking that all passengers are wearing masks.
Yeah.
And the airline is the one that's enforcing on their aircraft.
Okay. Good to know.
So state by state, it may vary if you have to wear it in the airport. In
Mhm.
Nevada, you have to. I'm pretty sure in California, you have to, but
I'm
some of
willing
the
to
other
bet
states,
Georgia, you don't. Probably not.
probably not. So it's going to be up to the airport if you have to, and that would be state by state. But through screening, we ask you to, and the aircraft, you're going to have to ask each airline.
Thank you.
Katie wants to know, this one's from Katie. Does my obvious anxiety about going through security get me searched more often? And how do I deal with my anxiety? I'm
That's a good
petrified
one.
of disappointing authority.
That's from, hi, Katie. Is Katie on?
No, she asked me this the other day.
Oh, dad was getting fuel in Laramie. He figured it was right near Katie's apartment.
Probably. She was out looking at horses yesterday. She took the prettiest pictures. One came really close to her.
Oh, really? In Wyoming?
Mhm.
Oh, nice. So anxiety, I think everybody's anxious when they're flying. Even I've even been anxious when I've flown. So is that going to get you searched more? Probably not. No.
You don't see anybody and they're like, oh man, I'm nervous. And then
I
it's
have
like, get him.
noticed. I have noticed so Ethan is a sweaty human, and when he goes through the stand up and put your arms like this, they always have to search him because his back is so.
Well, it depends. If like when we went through Maui, right? Like it was really hot there. So and first of all, for the sweaty thing, it's just my back that sweats.
Oh.
Sometimes a little bit more.
Oh.
So yeah, it'll like beep for whatever reason right there because like my back will sweat a lot. Like the little thing will. Yeah, because it's next question.
I've had to have my bracelet checked for explosives before, which was very weird. So I had Jack with me for my very first. I'm still salty about this. I just want you to know. I had Jack with me my very first time flying with him, and he was not quite a year old. He was sleeping like a little peaceful little angel, and I was like, "This is going to be great. It's only an hour. He's going to sleep." They made me take him out of the front carrier, woke him up. He cried the entire time to the point that he held his breath and passed out, and I thought that he died.
Oh no.
That was it. That was all I wanted to talk about. It was so upsetting. And he cried the whole time. He was sleeping. I begged them. I'm like, I don't have anything in here. Please just let him sleep. Nope. Took him out, woke him up. He was not happy.
Oh.
Yeah. And they did it to me on the way back too, because they thought that I had seashells at the bottom of the
Excuse me.
shells.
Are you dying?
You
I'm
guys
sorry.
are funny.
And that was my only problem. That was my only flying experience that was terrible. But it was my son because he was unhappy, but I made everybody else unhappy too.
Nobody likes a crying baby.
Oh, and I'm like, and they all ignored me. Nobody helped me. I was like, this mom sitting with my baby, like thought that it died because it passed out. He was very dramatic. He would breath hold and fall over backwards. Yeah,
Somebody told me a long time ago when babies do that to blow in their face.
Oh yeah, you should have seen me doing it. I'm like,
oh, and it didn't work.
On his face, yeah. Well, I got a little bit better at it once I realized what was happening because I would take him to get shots. I'm like, he's a breath holder. He's a breath holder. I'm just letting you know. And then they would freak out when he would hold his breath and pass out and like legitimately like turn blue. And then I started learning how to like snap him out of it. But mostly I had this one doctor that just was like, just let him do it and don't react. And that started working much better. So, because it's a control thing. He just wanted to manipulate even at a young age. So he's very dramatic. That hasn't changed. Anyway, next question.
Okay. Can you hold your doll in your arms / lap on the plane?
On the plane?
Mm-hmm. And they asked another question and they meant, if you bring a little baby doll, not reborn, can you just hold it in your lap?
So on the plane, that's going to be up to the airline. I can't answer that for the airline.
If it's a real baby, can you hold a real baby in your lap?
Yeah, that's what Autumn did. She was holding her 5-month-old daughter all the way from Virginia to Hawaii in her lap.
Yeah, but it can't be strapped in on you. Let me know.
What about this? If you have a super realistic reborn, can you grab its foot and swing it around like a lasso
Probably.
while you're sitting in the chair
Probably.
and screaming yippee ki-yay?
Yes, please do.
Yeah.
That would be entertaining.
If
If I bring a reborn to Washington, I will film that for you, Ethan.
What if you're walking through the airport with your reborn in your arms and you trip and you fall on it and scream, "Oh no, my child!" Is that okay?
I'm pretty sure that would be a viral video. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure you would anger a lot of people though.
I'm still mad that I didn't know that's what my grandpa was doing when he asked to hold my doll. And then he went up to some random stranger and just dropped her in front of him.
My God.
Who did that?
Papa Mark of Virginia City.
Oh,
That is horrifying.
I didn't see him do that.
No, I should have known that's what he was gonna do though.
Wait, so if the dolls, if you push their head together, will it like collapse? Is it hollow inside?
No,
Oh, darn it.
it's full of glass beads in nylon bags and polyfill. So it actually feels pretty hard. Like you can't squeeze it.
So don't try to smash their head.
What is the silicone dolls feel like? Is it just squishy on the?
Yeah, it's squishy, but they're not hollow. Like, so if I squeeze the dolls right here, because they're vinyl reborns, I can feel the stuff inside.
Right.
Silicone, it's all one
Right.
piece. It's all silicone. So it's just,
But is it hard? Because like the marshmallow silicone, I feel like you could like squeeze it together, but it's like,
yeah, it's not hard. Some is, but it's the ones I have right now aren't hard.
I have
I have
no
one somewhere.
concept of what, I don't
Hold
know.
on. I have one right here.
Okay, I'll be able to
Hi.
Bye. I'll be back. Please
know.
How about that weather?
I would just like to tell you that I can now tell when it's going to rain because my hip hurts so bad because I'm actually 90. It's fun. I had hip surgery last year and it hurts so bad when it's going to rain. It's awful. Oh, look at that. Okay, even the bigger ones though, do they do that?
Yeah.
Does that just collect dog hair?
Yes. I should not love them,
That it was
but
just
you know.
not me. Okay.
To be fair, everything in our house collects dog hair. So
I was thinking that when I root dolls, because I've been getting
Even
into
the
breeding.
bigger ones,
What was
look
that?
at that.
that was my phone. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Hair gets everywhere, and I just couldn't imagine like rooting a silicone doll. Like I feel like it would be like a never-ending war of hair pieces everywhere. Yeah, that would just like that's like okay. Next question.
If we gave you our dog hair, could you root that onto a
Yeah. I want so badly to root one of Kiersten's silicone dolls. Like I want so because I just want to know what it's like to root something that's not so hard to root into.
Well, I am apparently expecting a silicone doll soon. I can't talk about it much because it's
Is
kind
it
of
the one
top
that I know
secret.
about?
Yes, you know about it, but nobody else. It's top secret.
Is that one going to be rooted?
Well, not anymore.
I don't think so, but I do have one that maybe I'll send to you after I get this new
That's exciting. Oh, that would be cool.
one.
That would be
Anyways,
cool. Anyway,
do I have to put my doll with a magnet through the scanner or can I carry them through? So some of them have a magnet on their mouth, and that's what they're referring to.
So all of these dolls, these reborn dolls, have to go through the X-ray,
Mhm.
and nothing's gonna happen. It's not a MRI where it would rip that out.
yeah, that's a good point. We think
Yeah.
it's like a crazy machine. It's just, yeah.
Just got
No,
your
I didn't think of that either.
Yeah, it's just ripping things apart. It's a big
Yeah.
chainsaw machine.
No, just think of an X-ray, a normal X-ray.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever
Just
thought
taking a
about
picture.
getting a wood chipper and putting it next to the X-ray machine and just put like on the side reborn doll disposal machine or something like that?
You should bring that up in your next meeting.
Yeah,
I'll be sure and make a sign that says that.
perfect.
Someone asks a question that's just TSA question mark, and then another that says strollers and the airport question mark.
So what's their question?
TSA, yes. Strollers and airport. You know what? I wish I had a stroller when Kiersten was, she was like 2.5. No, 2 and 3 months, 2 and 4 months.
I bet
What
you
is
wish
that?
you had a leash because that would have helped.
No, I wish I would have had a stroller that would have thought about taking a stroller. I was going to, we were flying to Missouri from
Mhm.
North Carolina. And gosh, how old were you?
I don't know.
No, it was 96. So she was just a year, 16 months old. My sister was graduating from veterinary college and we were going to her graduation. So we were meeting my family in Missouri. And I was gonna go from there and stay with my parents for like a month, I think, or 6 weeks, because
Wow.
my husband he was gone, kind of on a deployment, but it was local. So I had two bags, and they weren't the wheeled kind like you see now. It was old school. And I'm trying to carry Kiersten and the diaper bag and then pull all the luggage with me. I shouldn't have packed that much, but whatever.
That's a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. And nobody would help me. Talk about nobody helping. Nobody would help me. I had to get on the shuttle bus to go to a different terminal. Nobody would help me.
Oh my gosh. And she's
I was-
2?
No, she was 16 months.
Yeah. So
And I think she had just started walking. So there's no way I'm gonna walk with her, plus
Right.
tugging all these bags with me.
oh boy.
It was
That
not
makes
fun.
me sweat thinking about it.
So do moms want me to just play with their kids? Because I will gladly help some lady carry her kid or play with it
Yeah.
on the plane.
If I saw that, I would go out of my way. Like I remember flying with Alessandra when we moved here, and I had, this might be TMI, but whatever. I had gotten like the worst stomach flu before we moved, and I was by myself with her on the plane, and I was just fighting nausea like the whole time. And she cried, of course, because her ears were popping. And there was this nice lady that took her and just walked up and down the aisle with her, so I could be sick in the back.
Oh.
It was very sweet.
Those people are a blessing.
Yes, they are. Or people that have an extra drink or an extra snack. Sometimes when you're a new mom and you're only, a baby yourself, you forget those things that you need. Yeah. It's hard to remember everything. And then you realize you haven't drank water for like 48 hours. It's a lot. Traveling by yourself, period, is with a child is difficult. Never mind having all that stuff with you. That's crazy.
Mhm. Yep. Yep.
This reminds me of, I think we were going from Hawaii to LA, and there was this kid that was sitting in front
she
of us,
was so cute.
and she just kept playing peekaboo with me over the seat. She was sitting right in front of us.
She probably wasn't even a year. She was so cute.
Kirsten, you did that with a couple on a flight once.
Aw,
Kirsten has flown since she was 1 month old.
yeah. I
And-
love flying.
A lot. She has flown a lot, like frequent flyer miles. That would be Kirsten.
No.
Yeah, we
It's so
flew
well
a lot as a kid, and I've flown a lot as an adult.
Mhm. Yep.
She was getting a pilot's license.
So if it weren't for the TSA aspect, I could probably run this one pretty easily.
Well,
Run this live.
I'm sure you remember back in the day before 9/11 when it was like much different flying. I mean, I remember it just being like you just walked through a thing and just like everyone could come to the gate and it was not a thing.
Yep.
And after that happened, it was like I remember flying soon after that. I went to go to Nevada from Massachusetts, and it was like really crazy. Just, I mean, the change, I remember it being just very, very scary in terms of like what used to be okay, and now everything is it just seems like it's gotten progressively more, which is a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's gotten progressively more locked down. So
And even as a kid, like I remember flying when I was 3 or 4, which is before 9/11. And I remember flying 6, 7, 8 years old after 9/11. And it was a huge difference. I remember starkly in my head.
yeah.
I can't imagine actually knowing what was going on.
Thanks, Kirsten.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I'm older. It's fine. I was in high school. I remember it being it was very impactful for, our age. We had no idea what was going on. It was scary. It was very
I just thought my dad was going to deploy and die. That's really all I understood about it.
yeah, it was, and I mean, Logan Airport was, because I lived in Massachusetts, so it was closer to home,
Yeah.
too. So yeah, that was insane. I can't imagine working in the airport or having to, adjust after that too. It'd be really scary. But yeah.
Yep. Oh,
You
we
work at-
didn't. We didn't. I didn't start until 2006, but
Mhm.
even traveling,
I mean, that was still 5 years, wasn't it? I mean, that was pretty new.
I guess
Yeah.
it was.
yeah.
I mean, considering what it used to be like. I don't know. My mom used to tell me when we would fly, she'd be like, back in the day, it was really expensive to fly and people would get dressed up and
Yes.
smoke cigarettes on the plane. And
Yes.
it was just funny. Just to, I
Yep.
don't know, just to think about how different
I
it is
get
now.
dressed up, but I'm just a weirdo.
I like to be comfortable. I don't know. I guess maybe because I've got the kids with me. I need to be.
I like to be pretty. That's my version of comfortable.
You are always pretty.
There's
well, no,
comfortable,
I flew in
and then
uniform.
there's people
So-
need to wear clothes.
I flew in uniform once and I will never do that again. That was so uncomfortable. So now I'm like, I'm just going to be pretty so that I never have to look like a green potato again.
Yeah, I remember you because you wear a uniform. I get it. Like, I understand your mentality. I also want to say about this, having a reborn doll, the best part about having a reborn doll is you can put it in your backpack and you don't have to entertain it on the flight, feed it, or change it on your lap when it has a blowout. That's the best part about reborn dolls, is that they don't cry and their ears don't hurt and you can just put it away. That's great.
And
Just
nobody
saying.
even knows.
Nope.
You can take them to the bathroom on the plane whenever you go to get sick.
Yeah, or just leave them on the seat. Can you just
Yeah.
watch that?
It can watch the seat for you.
That was stressful, man. Whew. And she fell asleep like as we were landing. Like that was the
Oh.
oh my god.
Did the light scare her
We
awake?
flew with her when she was 8 was she 8 weeks old to Beth's wedding? Josh? We had her in, yeah, I think so. She was really little, and we flew with her to Florida. And I remember like she was so good. I mean, she just slept most of the time, but I remember changing her diaper on my lap, but she was so little, she just fit right on my lap. Yeah, she's big. She loves it when I tell her that story.
So my dad has a bunch of questions.
Okay, let's hear them.
He wants to know, what is the minimum amount of clothes that I am required to wear through security?
That's a good question.
The minimum amount of clothes.
It's going to depend on the state, but there have been some people that have stripped down to nothing and they've been arrested. So it'll depend on your state, but probably best to wear clothing unless you want to spend a night in jail.
Wait, does anybody have a notepad?
But I knew he was asked, he told me what questions he asked. And so I'll just, I don't know who's watching. There's 10 people, I guess, watching, and I don't know how old they are. So
Keep it as
anyway, in Nevada,
no poop. It's okay.
in a couple counties, prostitution is legal, and they have ranches
Mhm.
that the women of the night, I guess you could call them, work at, and they fly frequently, and you know when they're flying because they're the ones wearing little to no clothing.
Oh. Huh.
And then some people leave nothing to the imagination on purpose. So
We're from
I'm sure
Nevada,
you've
though,
seen
so
a
it's-
lot of crazy stuff. Like I bet you could write a book about the stuff that you've seen.
I couldn't, but some of the people I work with could, for sure. I'm not out there every single day.
No.
It's probably better.
I'm sure you've heard stories though.
Oh,
from-
yes.
Yeah.
Which leads me to Dad's next question, which is, what's the grossest thing you've ever seen?
The grossest thing. Okay. Yeah, what is the grossest thing?
Can
Oh,
she-
well, I worked yesterday on the floor because it's very busy. We're starting up the summer season and it's going to be quite busy. So they asked for everybody, all hands on deck yesterday. So a man, I'm glad I didn't eat breakfast because I probably would have experienced breakfast again. He had a bunch of dirty Kleenex tissues just shoved into his bag. This was just yesterday, but the smell wasn't good either. Yeah. People, I wonder about people. He was kind of older. I don't, I, mm.
Was
Are
it
you
shoved into
looking
his
at the right?
pocket or his bag?
He had some in his pockets because he was putting himself back together, and he had emptied his clothing pockets.
He's like, I
But
put all my tissues in the bins for you to
right, but this was in his backpack.
Yeah.
Like a pocket of the backpack was almost full, and they were kind of brown and yellowish, so I don't know what fluid. See, Ethan's about to experience breakfast too. I know it's kind of
Gross.
gross, but
Did you guys tell him what a trash can was and how to use one?
Yeah. Like, hello, sir. We're in a pandemic. Keep your fluids in the trash.
right, put it in the trash can. Some people lose bodily function and they will pee or poo themselves. And
Ethan, what do we Yikes.
yes, the supervisors normally step in and or the leads, they usually take control of that, but
That's
That
so
sounds
many.
horrible.
I can't. That's so many people. You just think about like, no.
yeah, millions of people fly every day around the world,
Yeah.
and they lose control of themselves, and some they can't help it.
Are they 6 feet apart, people still, or are they just right behind you?
uh,
I didn't like that laugh.
in
They're
well
like in
in
your backpack. They're right behind you.
oh, if we're like screening them, they're standing on the other side of a plexiglass,
Okay, at least that's better.
but I still have their property like right there.
Yeah.
And I'm having to go through it. And that
Yeah.
was bleh.
Yeah.
Gross.
Do you
Gross.
double mask it or do you just have one mask?
I wear the mask. I just wear one.
Okay. I didn't know if
don't-
you had a face shield too, just to keep them as far away from you as possible. I'd be like, I would like a hazmat suit, please. I saw those tissues and this whole pandemic, like I never was a germ person, but like I am very sketched out by how close people are to me now. And I'm vaccinated. There's
Well,
a
we
lot.
got to experience what it was like to have a bubble, and that's so nice.
Yeah, I remember the beginning when it was kind of like funny because you had to stay 6 feet away from each other, and now like I just prefer this generally. Just please don't be so close to me. Like, why are you so close to me? That's how I feel. Like, especially in TJ Maxx, like they have nope. We went into TJ Maxx the other day with the kids, and I walked in, and then I turned around and walked out. I was like, "There's too many people in here."
We
I'm not-
we were at the mall. Yeah, we went to
Oh,
the
yeah.
mall. Like it was packed.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, there are so many people. It's ridiculous.
I don't think I'm
And
afraid of
so-
getting sick. Like it's not about like the germs and stuff. It's just I think it's a social anxiety thing. Like I just don't think I've been around that many people for a
Yeah,
long
I just don't want to be around humans anymore.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I've never wanted to be around.
Yeah.
Like
Josh is-
whenever the pandemic happened, everybody stopped going places. I was like, this is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh was living his best life. I mean, I've since adapted to it as well, but yeah, it's weird. I just can't imagine working in like a place like the airport, like when you're forced to be around people's energy all the time.
Yeah, we're at
I
the
think as a kid, I don't remember my mom getting sick very much. And then like the first year or two she worked at the airport, I remember you'd get more viruses.
Oh yeah.
Well, the first year I was on the floor, but then after that I was in the coordination center, so I wasn't around people as much. But I did get sick right before Thanksgiving, and that was bad, really bad.
I
Like
bet.
it was stomach flu and it had gone around. But
Yeah.
you're seeing people from all over the world,
Right.
so people don't know they're sick,
Mhm.
and then they get sick but they're gone, and then they coughed on you or
I believe that's how COVID got here, right?
oh yeah.
It's like somebody
Somebody-
just thought they didn't think they were sick, and then look at what happened.
Mhm.
This is how all viruses work.
I know,
Yes.
but to see it in like real time like that was insane. Just like how fast. So like, oh, we only have. I remember listening to it on the radio, be like, oh, there's only 6 cases. I'm like, oh, 6 cases.
How much?
that, and I think that was in like February. Yeah, that was
But they
crazy.
weren't testing anybody. I remember thinking like, this is so weird that you're not testing anybody and you're just claiming it's 6 people. Because if you're not testing people, how do
Right.
you
Right.
how do you have this number?
Well, when
That's
they,
another. Do they test people in the? Are they doing temperature checks or anything like that still in the airport or no?
Nope. We never did that. They
Oh.
wanted, the airlines wanted us to, but we were never told to do that. Mm-mm.
Do you have to have your vaccine card or no?
To travel.
Yeah.
That would be up to the airline, but right now I don't think so.
I had no idea they were all separate like that. I don't know why I just assumed they were all like a cohesive thing. I don't know.
Oh
They don't
no.
communicate very well.
I figured like TSA like ran the airport. Like that's like just new.
No. Nope.
Wow. That's crazy.
Dad wants to know, how big of a doll can I bring as a carry-on? What is the biggest doll you have seen or heard of? That might also be a question for Chelsea.
does it have to
So-
be-
Yeah, what's the biggest doll you've ever seen?
Me?
If go ahead.
Oh, well, my child doll, like the 2T one, that's a pretty big doll. I mean, that's like a 2-year-old. But they make child dolls that are like 40, 44 inches that are like,
Probably as big as my niece.
they're beautiful. If you go to like a doll show, there's like a whole different section of dolls that are like, I think some of them might even be porcelain, like just really out there. But I feel like if you brought a doll with you like that, you would be very tired because it would be very heavy and you
Put
would
it on
need
roller
a stroller.
skates. Put it on roller skates and get the little leash thing and just
You would need like a really good armature or something to like stand, because otherwise it's just, I don't know, man, that's a lot. It's a
that'd be
lot.
pretty funny to film a video just
You
going,
know what I was-
going through a public area with that thing on like a leash on
This
roller
is a
skates.
tangent.
Just
but-
getting people's reaction.
This is a tangent, but my niece's birthday is coming up, and I was walking through Walmart yesterday wondering what should I get her, and I see this like Power Wheels car and an Elsa that's like as big as she probably is next to her, and I was like, I should put Elsa in the Power Wheels car and give her that.
Who's gonna buy it?
I don't know, but
That's a great idea. I don't think you should add things to your traveling like that if you don't have to. I would imagine if you needed to bring a 44-inch doll, you would pack that up with bubble wrap and put it in a bag and check it.
That would probably be smart.
I would feel like carrying that around would just be a lot of added stress that you might not want in the airport. That would just be my suggestion.
What is the biggest doll you've seen that?
because Dad is convinced that Al, so Saskia, is the biggest doll ever.
Would you like me to get the child-sized doll that I have?
Yeah.
Okay, give me 1 second.
I can probably answer this question for you, and it's probably like a human-sized one, right?
Yeah, it's like the size.
Or
of-
do you think he's going in that direction?
Probably.
A blow up doll? What's that behind you guys? What's on your screen?
Disney.
It's a Disney park.
Okay. Oh, but all you can see is the gate
All right,
Yeah.
we'll have it like that now.
there. Oh, that looks nice.
I think it changes. Sometimes it's
They
that-
said that that Disneyland opens up June 21st?
June 15th to everybody.
Oh, 15th to everybody.
Or maybe it's
Yeah.
21st. It's soon to everybody.
But we're good to go because we just need. So Kiersten already had a California driver's license,
And you
and
just
then I went and got
yours.
one, so that we could. That is
Hello.
She's so
how
huge.
terrified is your husband?
This one, it belongs to Amanda. I believe she's in the chat. We're just waiting to send her home. I completely forgot. Oh, Lotta. This is the Lotta kit. Rooting her head was like rooting into a brick. I will never make a child-sized doll ever again. So it was a nice process, but she wears 2T clothing. So if you have any concept of how much that is. And I have her in underwear because I just feel putting a diaper on would be weird. So yes, this is a big doll. This is a big doll, and she can stand though because the way her hips are, the way that she was made. And that's a fun little thing about this doll. I think like when they sculpt them, I think they keep that in mind. So
Someday there will be a horror movie with that doll in it. I guarantee it.
her face though is so chill. Like she's not,
Yeah.
she's just very like content.
It's terrifying.
Look at Kinsey. Kinsey looks like she's going to legitimately set your house on fire.
I love that about her.
I'm
I love
sure
it when
she
she
will.
holds knives.
She looks angry all the time, and it's the best when you get her up and like her hair is a little askew, like you just got her up from a nap. It's the best. I love that.
I love the Disney meltdown video I made yesterday because I just feel like that would be her just screaming the whole time. I love it.
I agree. The big dolls are really cool. Like I always wanted to make a child doll, and I'm glad that I did. But they're like quadruple the work of doing like a regular newborn doll. But
So what would TSA do if someone brought a doll that big?
like this is my child. Like,
Well, we've had some people do that. They have the, I guess they're reborn dolls. They're the lifelike ones where they don't want to put them through the x-ray. They don't want them screened. They act as though they are real and alive.
yeah.
You have to talk them down.
Talk them down. Yeah, I would imagine. But I mean,
Yeah.
What if they put them on roller skates? Would you consider it real then?
I feel like we should. I feel like I should get roller skates for this doll. I feel like she's stiff enough that she could totally do it.
So does she walk around at night and stalk you with a knife, or is that
Is
not
that
a-
just Kinsley?
is that not a feature?
A feature.
Yeah.
It's an added feature. It's in the listing.
Oh yeah.
She has a
Knife sold
soul.
separately.
She keep the knives away from her. Yeah, I like to put her up over the crib so she just stares at Josh while he's sleeping like this. That's my favorite.
Oh, does it come when you buy the kit? Does it come possessed, or is that later?
I think I add it as I paint it. I think that it's slowly, like as it becomes alive, I think that it's something magical that I do, and then then depending on like how you I don't know. I have actually saged around this doll, so I'm not gonna lie. So just to keep it like a good energy.
As we move to the next question, we don't need to show that doll anymore.
I'm gonna keep it here because it's
not-
very comforting to me.
It's really not relevant ananymore because we're moving on. So you can set it on the ground somewhere, or no, like you can
You
put it
want
in
a
a
drink?
box.
You want a drink? Okay, yeah. I hope Amanda, she's gonna have so much fun with this doll. Like for real though, it is fun when you get the bigger ones to buy the different clothes. That's fun. She has glasses. I have glasses for her, Ethan. She has glasses. Okay, I'm getting rid of her.
Will you give me a free doll?
Bye, Uncle Ethan. We love you.
All right. The question is, will I give them a free doll?
Yes, this is
Yes.
from Dad. Dad wants to know if you'll give him a free doll.
Oh. From Dad?
Yes.
Well, if I'm buying it, it's our money, so it's not going to be free. So no,
Yet he already has a free doll.
he does have a doll.
Okay, a real question. And this is, if the doll is weighted with metal pellets, could that be an issue? And I think by metal pellets, they mean like what Dad has in the garage for his bullets.
It could come and be a question. Sure. Yeah.
And the biggest question I keep getting, it's over and over again, is do you have to disassemble them?
No.
Only if they have razor blades inside. So
Does TSA disassemble them, or does the person have to disassemble them?
I've seen both. People want to know if they have to or if you do.
No. Nope.
Then someone asked, should I pack my doll a diaper bag for where I'm going? If that's more fun to you, definitely have fun. If you might want to change its clothes.
Or if you have that feeding one that you had the other day where you were feeding it.
or if you have
Yeah.
the one your dad made, that one might need changed.
Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis might need with his poop smeared back.
What is the fastest way to go through security with a reborn without drawing attention to yourself?
Oh, I can answer this. Put it on roller skates, get a leash tied to it, and just drag it behind you.
And say, don't worry, this is my child.
Yeah, and say, this is my child.
I feel like you would end up on the news if you did that, but I feel like it would be worth it.
Yeah. And worst
Or
case
it-
scenario, just rip off all of your clothes.
You would go viral.
This is my child.
Naked
Or you just like,
man.
you start
as
taking off the
doll.
doll shoes and like the doll stuff and like putting it in there. That would be awesome. Just
All right,
make
so what's the quickest way to get through security? TSA pre-check.
But not everybody has access to that.
Yes, everyone does.
They do?
You just have to sign up for it. Mhm.
Is it
Yeah.
is it a lot of money though?
$85 for 5 years.
Oh, that's wait per person?
Mhm.
Oh, that's not bad.
No.
I guess if you're traveling a lot, that's not bad at all.
Or
Do I have to pay money?
or you can join the United States military.
Oh,
They're
Yes.
recruiting
okay.
now. Just go to your local armed forces.
You know what Katie told
Are you
me?
recruiting?
I don't think I told
Should
mom
be.
this. Katie told me that what I should start doing when people ask me for free dolls, I should say, yeah, if you join the Air Force, once you graduate basic training, I'll give you a free doll.
That's a
And the
really
military will
good-
be so mad at me. And then they'll be like, but you recruited 1,000 people. We don't know what to do.
You should
them
do
free
it.
balls. I don't know.
There you go. You can come work for TSA too.
They'll get out of basic
Pre-check.
training, they'll be like, wait, you get paid for this too?
Have you ever watched those TV shows like all the crazy things like how do I explain this?
Are you
They-
talking about anything on TLC?
No. Well, what is it on TLC? No, they put like things that you're not allowed to like bring in like their shoes and stuff, and you have to bring them in and interrogate them and stuff. Have you ever watched those videos when they go through the packages and whatnot when it's traveling on the airplanes?
Like all those people that are smuggling drugs.
Yes, I was trying to not say that, but yeah, so they're they have it like in their shoes or like in their bags and stuff, and they're trying to get through security without it being detected.
I've seen a couple of those. Yeah.
It's the best show ever. That was it. That's all I had.
No, don't you look at them and say, what were you thinking?
But I don't understand how they thought that they were gonna get away with that. That's yeah. They're like, oh no, these aren't even my shoes.
What if
Someone
what
just
if you
put
say
them
that
on
it's
there.
your child?
Huh?
What if you say that it's your child, the shoe or the bag of contraband?
You're probably still gonna get arrested.
Just put googly eyes on your bag of contraband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you rip off all of your clothes?
I would just imagine that people would think that you were trying to smuggle something in the doll. Like that was my thought process of people, like if they were going to disassemble it, that's what they thought. But they have a way of like detecting that, right? Like if there was something in it, you'd be able to see it in the X-ray.
Yeah.
Okay. Besides like the glass beads or the
I mean,
because I feel like it's like the bag of glass beads. I always wonder
happily ever after.
if that would set them off, but you guys, I mean,
But I mean, their whole job is to
that's their job.
stop,
Like you're
stop bad things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't do bad things, kids.
right.
Next question has like 3 different parts. Are you allowed to fly with reborn toddlers like Chelsea's huge doll? And can you fly with multiple or just one? And can you fly with the reborn baby?
We don't need to bring that doll back on screen though, by the way. So
Yes, yes, and yes.
I actually had a question. And it could possibly be a story depending on how this goes.
Okay.
Your story or my story?
A story for me, I think maybe. All right,
Okay.
so hypothetically, or not me.
Do
it might not
Do
be
I
me.
need popcorn?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So hypothetically, if someone in the past accidentally, unknowing to them, brought something through security and they didn't know that it was even a thing, would they get in trouble in the future for it?
What did you do?
No, it's not me. It's not me. Okay, so this hypothetical person, right, had also just, this hypothetical person is very dumb. They had a belt buckle that they had for years and I think I told you guys this story. This person, it's not me, by the way. They had a belt buckle and the belt buckle would twist. And whenever it came out, like the center would twist and come out and like was a little knife, but they didn't know this. And they like went through security for years and never even knew that they had a knife.
Yeah.
Also,
So
maybe,
your
you guys
question
should get
is,
belt
will
buckle.
they get in trouble in the future for that?
Right. For
No.
never knowing. Okay.
There are some things that people don't know. Like you can go to a thrift store and purchase an umbrella and the umbrella has a knife in it. And you don't know that because you just bought an umbrella or you thought it was an umbrella. So
Cool umbrella.
so you don't know that that's what it is.
Right.
Are you going to get in trouble next year when you fly again? No.
Just say, everyone, I have a knife. Don't worry. Just say that really loud and see what happens. Tell your friend that. That's my advice.
Your hypothetical friend.
It was actually me.
Oh, I think that if you just said, I have a knife, everyone, I feel like you'd be fine.
Yeah.
Make sure you wave it around.
Yeah.
Get some wasp spray.
Whenever people come and approach you, just stick it out towards them.
Yeah. But you have to
Right.
whip off your belt buckle and then
Well, no. So the center of the belt buckle, you just twist it and it came out and it looked like a throwing star type thing.
Nice.
And I had no idea. And
fascinating.
then one day, I don't remember how I figured it out.
Where'd you buy that belt? At the thrift store?
I think I found it on eBay one time. Because it was like a skull and crossbones pirate looking belt buckle.
The description did not say
No.
Works also as a
throwing
knife.
star
As a throwing
attached.
star.
Yeah, it did not.
That's cool. What would you eat? What would even the purpose of that
I have
be?
no idea. It was the stupidest thing ever. After that, I
Just
just
in
like
case I need this.
this belt buckle.
That's-
Okay. Are they rough when checking the dolls? Also, thank you for doing this. No.
You know, there's some people that don't care about anything,
Mhm.
so they might be, but there's other people that they understand that it's not their property, it's somebody else's property, and they are gentle with the items.
Yeah.
So some people might throw it in the wood chipper, is what you think.
You can totally tell just like in any place who is loving their job and who hates their job or who respect, I mean, I feel like the DMV and TSA are one of those places. That's why I try to be really nice to everybody.
Wait, you're comparing us to DMV? Well, we see all those people that go through the DMV too.
I know. DMV, I haven't actually ever had a problem with the DMV, and I've never really had a problem with TSA. I'm just a very anxious person, so I just want to make sure that everything is okay and I have everything, and I'm not going to get in trouble. Like that's just.
I think there's a misconception about TSA, but
Yeah.
it's also anybody in uniform, right? You see security
Yeah.
guards, you
Yeah.
see police officers, and people are like, it's the police.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I guess that
they at least my interpretation is that they have a lot of power, and you want to make sure that you're. But I
think it's like
I
Katie
don't know.
said.
I feel that way about
Yeah.
anybody in a position that's working. I try to be nice.
A lot of questions. Oh my god. I just saw she's flipping through pages of questions, and I'm
Is
like,
it
we've
just
done like
half of it
5.
and you have a free doll.
Let's do a speed round and get through some of these.
No,
Are
there's
they
only
all the
one
same
page left.
question though?
We're actually almost done. But what I was gonna say is the only rude experience I've had in real life was at TSA, but she wasn't rough with the doll. She was just mean to me and said
That-
mean things to me
You said that's the only rude experience you've had in life?
in real life, like outside of
Everything else?
that,
Like-
everything that happens on the phone,
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, none of those people would ever say those things to Kirsten's face ever.
No,
Yeah, because then they wouldn't have a face.
And this lady at TSA, she was just weird. She was like, this doll scares people. Like, she's the one who took it out of my backpack. I was going to leave Paisley in my backpack the whole plane ride. And she's like, this scares people. You're just being mean to people by having this doll. You're terrifying. Go get help. But that's, she was still really gentle with the doll.
She was still really gentle with the doll. Not with me, though.
Not with me.
But the doll was fine.
Do you ever get to tell people at work that they're terrifying?
What?
Like, do you ever get to tell people at work that they're terrifying?
The passengers?
Yeah. Just go up to them and be like, hey, you're
You're
terrifying.
terrifying.
So I believe in like the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And it probably would be reported that you were being mean and hateful and nasty, but people should be kind no matter what, in my opinion,
Yes.
all the time,
Yes.
not just when they feel like it, not just when they're at work, but all the time. So
I agree with you.
people
And sorry. Whoops.
hate their job.
Yes.
Some people they're just miserable human beings,
Mm-hmm.
and that just pours out of them, and because they're not happy with them and their life, they want to make everybody else's life miserable. So that's going to be at any job, anywhere. You guys see that in the military.
The grocery store.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, anywhere you
TJ
go.
Maxx.
Or
Yeah.
servers. There's a lot of people. TJ Maxx. But also there's another thing to this is like people travel with weird stuff all the time. Like a doll might be the very least strange thing that people see in TSA. Am I correct in that? I mean, they're going all over the world. I mean, people travel with crazy things, I am sure. A doll is probably not up there on their
I go
imagine traveling with like the zombie dolls. Like that's what I was thinking. Like, I mean, the Reborn dolls are like, okay, but like traveling with like, what if you were going to like a Halloween like monster convention or something like that, and you had all these crazy masks or dolls or something? I mean, like there's a whole bunch of different things that people travel with, and people are not paying attention to you like you think they are. Trust me on that. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
cares.
I was just thinking of something. People don't like different. If you're not the dressing the same, if you're not wearing your hair the same, and those are just some examples. So having these reborn dolls, some people have, sorry, Ethan.
Oh. Josh
Some
has a
people-
bald head. Josh has a bald head. You guys are the same.
We wear our hair very similar.
See, some people are the same. They shave their heads, but if you guys know what I'm talking about, and whoever's listening to this or will watch it later if it's on later, people don't like different, and so they'll make fun of you because you are different, and because you have a reborn doll, because it's your hobby, or maybe just want a doll. People will make fun of you for that. Unfortunately, it's the other person's problem. It's not your problem.
Life is short.
But
You don't make
those are
it
the
easy.
people that secretly wish that they could adopt them or had a reason to adopt them.
So many people will tell me, the people who had kids young without really thinking, oh, these are hard work.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them will come up to me and be like, I wish I had just gotten a doll.
Mm-hmm.
They don't poop or scream on airplanes or have tantrums in the store.
I know that I've said this before, and it struck me so much, so I want to bring it up again. But when I was at that holiday craft show, and my dolls were like all the talk about, people were talking about me in the bathroom and like all the stuff. How many people were holding the dolls, and you could see like how happy and like how they just thought they were the coolest thing. But they're like, oh, well, I don't have anybody to buy it for. I'm like, well, you could buy it for yourself, like. But they needed a reason because they could never just justify buying it for themselves. Well, why not? If you love it that much and it's a doll, who cares? Just buy it. It doesn't matter. But they always felt like they had to have somebody to buy it for because they wanted to be able to see it and hold it. It's very strange to me. A lot of people said that. A lot of people said that. I don't have anybody to buy it for.
Just do you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So like whenever I go to the store and walk down the shampoo aisles, I can just buy it. I don't have to have a reason.
You do just buy it. You use shampoo every day.
Well,
I don't know why, but you
because if
do.
I use body wash on my head, it makes it dry it out. Next question.
Josh uses shampoo on his beard. And yeah.
Must be nice to have a beard.
You're not allowed to have a beard in the military. I did not know that.
Correct. And it is a nightmare. And it's the only thing.
Girls can wear ponytails in my branch now, and some of the guys are so mean about it. They're like, "It's not fair. You get to have a ponytail, and I don't get to have a beard."
That's so not the same thing.
Yeah, I don't, that's stupid. Because
It's so nice. My hair doesn't feel like it's being ripped down on my head all the time.
Yeah, I bet.
mine doesn't either.
Good.
You have more questions that are not
Yes.
the same?
What size baby would you suggest to take? I think it depends on your arm strength and what you can handle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
Will
if
it fit in
you
your
have someone to
carry-on?
carry it for you.
Yeah, if you have a husband, just get the heaviest one you possibly can. So,
I have a Liam that I haven't made. That's just mine because I want to make him like so I can take him places. But then I'm thinking if I do though, I'm just going to weigh him like super light so I can carry him places.
Yeah.
Like I feel really bad about your Maddies. Like I think about that very often. About they're like 500 pounds each, and I'm like your Maddies that I made.
Sorry, the June, I think she's heavier than both of them. Going up and down the stairs is fun.
I thought Maddie's was really heavy. I think it's the weight placement in Maddie because she falls a little. I think she's not as like stiff as June is. Do you know what I mean? She's a
I
little
think
bit
I'm
more.
just not very strong.
I don't think so. I don't think that is. Yeah, that's
Can
crazy.
your doll sit with you on the plane? Yes. And has anyone ever bothered you at the airport?
has
Has
anyone,
anyone?
has anyone at all ever bothered you at the airport? Have you ever been bothered at work before? It's one of
Was that
those
a yes?
no comments.
Well, I think everybody has their own little quirk, and there's some people that have little quirks, and you could
What
be
is your
bothered by
pet
that.
peeve? I'm dying to know. What is your pet peeve?
At work.
Yes.
In regards to like passengers.
Yes.
Is it
My
when
pet-
people don't like when they leave used tissues in their suitcase?
No, that was not just one or two. That's typical, one or two. No. It was a backpack full.
Yeah.
That was
He's a
that-
collector. He's a
my
collector.
pet peeve with passengers.
My throat hurts just thinking about that.
Yeah.
That was really tough yesterday. Ugh. My pet peeve with passengers. I wasn't prepared for that. I was prepared for pet peeve in general, but with passengers, I think them trying to rush us doing our job.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have specific things that we have to do, and if it takes an extra couple of minutes, we're making you safe.
Yeah.
We're making sure you get from point A to point B safely. That's our job. And don't rush. If it takes an extra minute, it took an extra minute. People arriving late, thinking that they can just zip right through, that's another one.
Oh, I don't like people like that. I arrive like 5 hours early.
Yeah.
And people are like, I'm about to miss my flight. Can I just like jump up ahead? I'm like, no. Don't make
That's
it my
so
problem.
entitled to think that
Yeah.
if you didn't plan ahead, it's everybody else's emergency.
Exactly. Oof, I do not like that personality. That bothers me.
So wait, what's your pet peeve in general then?
Yes, in general.
In general, people chewing with their mouth open,
Yes.
and traffic.
Yeah, you really
Okay.
don't need traffic.
Here's how I feel about traffic. If there is no reason to slow down, don't slow down.
Mm-hmm.
Don't cause me to have to slow down because you cannot drive. If you don't feel safe going at the speed limit or above, then don't get on that road. Take a different route.
That's a good one. I feel like you and my husband would get along.
Oh, we'd probably be screaming in the car together.
Not enjoy people that drive slow in the left lane. That is his least favorite thing in the world.
And
So
there's specific people with specific license plates, California, that drive in the left lane and try and keep everybody else
Josh said,
below the speed
Josh
limit.
is saying,
I learned how to drive in Hawaii, and that's what I learned.
Josh was saying
What makes
South
me happy and be
Carolina,
slow.
Florida. What else did you say? Connecticut.
Florida
Alabama.
and Connecticut.
Alabama?
Okay, for the Florida one,
Florida is out of control.
maybe, but the
Just in
most out of
general.
control driving I've ever seen was not from people in Florida, but being in Florida. Because everybody was coming out there on vacation.
Mhm.
Nobody knew how to use the correct lane or
Nope.
anything. And they
And if it has any type of weather other than sunny, they put their hazards on and drive like they've never.
You know what? That's true. Because whenever I lived down there, I guess I'm not a Florida driver. I'm not from Florida, but there was constantly people crashing.
Yeah. And then the people
road to
sitting
work.
down to look at the crashing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's nuts. I've never seen this level of people, and they don't use turn signals. Even the cops don't use turn signals here. Sorry. I'm there with you. I'm there.
And the California, we're also not California drivers, by the way, because we're not from California. Whenever I came out here, it was before I actually was living out here. I just came out here to visit you.
Yeah, you just came on vacation.
And we went to Great America, and people they just drive down the side of the interstate during
Or
traffic.
the motorcycles, they'll split the lane, which means they'll go between you and the car, and they'll make their own lane. And it's scary.
Very dangerous.
I get that it's legal in a lot of states, but
It
one,
doesn't make it
the
not
law is
scary.
abused in every state because you're only supposed to go, 10 miles over the traffic around you whenever you're splitting lanes,
I don't know.
and they'll just do 30 in dead traffic. So people can't switch lanes because they might hit somebody speeding down.
That's crazy. I wonder how your dad feels about traffic. I mean,
Oh yeah.
that's crazy. I was watching those ice road trucker things, and that's insane. That your job is just to drive across the ice and not die.
He sent us a video
That's
last
scary.
night of a truck that flipped over, and it had cows in it, and all the cows tumbled out, and I was crying because all the cows were so scared probably.
Betcha he's seen.
They were probably not alive.
No, they looked moving. I don't know. I
Well,
don't
they were
wanna think
moving because
about
they were
it.
flying across the parking lot.
Hi, Katie's on. I just saw that Katie joined.
Hi, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
We talk about cows.
Kirsten's dad was just in Wyoming, right by your house,
Yeah.
getting fuel.
So if there's ruts in your front yard, that's why.
He did burnouts.
Can you bring, or wait, no, they asked, did you bring a stroller?
Did I bring a
Mom
stroller?
told a story about when she didn't bring a stroller.
No, I never had you in a stroller, and now I wish I would have.
So
It would have made life a lot easier.
I think the question is, do you just bring a stroller to work?
Oh, just for,
Do you just bring one to work every day and just push it around everywhere?
No, but I should, because my backpack for work is very heavy. And when I pack my lunch, I pack it in glass dishes. So that makes them much heavier. And then I have my giant water bottle, which when it's full and it's metal, it's heavier. So
an extra Minnie Mouse stroller. Do you want me to bring it over to you?
Oh.
With wheels just to go to work.
I need something like a wheeled backpack, I think.
Yeah, like a wheeled thing. Yeah.
I have so at the airport, our training area is under the concourse. And so I have to walk where the planes are and all the tugs. And I was taking a suitcase from another office to the airport one day, and someone from Southwest stopped someone that I work with and said, "Hey, I don't know where they're going, but can you find out what they're doing with this?" I was just in regular clothes.
Aw.
So they came and hunted me down. "What are you doing? Where are you going?" I was just I had to take the bag down to our training
Like a
area.
passenger.
Yeah.
Suspicious.
Very suspicious. Yes.
Suspicious, don't be suspicious. Do we need to bring a sample of what's inside the doll? So like bring the stuffing and the glass beads in like a Ziploc bag?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Do you need to, whenever you have a
Nope.
suitcase, do you need to bring a smaller suitcase with a sample of everything that's in your bigger suitcase?
Like nesting dolls of what's in your suitcase.
Yeah, so like you have a suitcase full of clothes and bathroom stuff.
My
Do you
stomach hurts.
need to have a smaller suitcase so that you guys can look at that suitcase before you go to the bigger one to make sure that everything's good? You
So
know,
I believe in packing as much as possible because you never know what the weather's going to be like where you are.
no. Pack as
So-
little as possible.
So I should
No,
bring
no,
my
no.
snowsuit to Hawaii.
What?
So I should bring my snowsuit to Hawaii because I don't know what the weather will be like. I'm just messing with
It's
you.
such an Alessandra answer. I just felt that.
It snows on the Big Island.
It does.
There you go, Mom. You got it. You got it.
Yeah.
Now who looks silly?
So snow boots. Yep. Make sure you have on your bikini underneath. Mhm.
Just always prepared, Kirsten, no matter what.
Well, she has a story on why she does that. Her mom has a story on why she packs like that, why she always keeps extra. Because they were driving on the road me and Ethan like to do lives on.
Mhm.
And wasn't there a bad snowstorm and you guys had to sleep in a church?
Oh,
Oh my
oh
gosh.
my goodness. Yes. Long time ago, like high school, we went to a youth conference in California, Santa Cruz, I think. And when every year it snowed, well, not every year, but almost every year over Donner Pass, it snows and they close the road because the snow just gets way too heavy. And so it ended up, they closed the pass so we couldn't get home. And I did not take enough underwear or clothes.
Oh boy.
So if I'm going to be gone for 5 days, I take 6 pairs of underwear.
That's a good tip. That is a good tip.
That's a travel tip. Oh, perfect. We tied that right in. Yes. Yes. Sometimes I take more just in case.
And you don't need to pack extra warm clothes for your reborn doll. If you want, but that's not a necessity. No. Although the extreme temperatures thing, I think it would be it'll be all right. Just don't throw it out in the snow. It'll be fine.
Or put it in a moose costume if you do.
Right.
Someone asks, how do you afford flying? LMAO.
So
Afford
I-
flying.
Take
I
this-
wasn't able to answer this one.
Yeah.
Get a job. Next question.
Wait. How do you say that? Job? What?
Get a job.
What's that word you're saying? I don't understand it. Did you watch the Off the Rails when he's like Ethan?
Oh no, I'm still trying to catch up. I just
funny.
started that episode.
It's so funny. He like this guy like that's been trying to get him on his podcast, and like he said that he didn't want to be on it. Now all of a sudden he's pretending like he doesn't know who he is. He's like, Ethan, how do you say what's his name? Ethan? It's really funny. When you watch it,
I'm
tell me.
working
It's
on
funny.
it. I promise.
Okay.
And to be fair on this one, I know not everybody can get a job. Maybe you're too young. Maybe you have a life situation. Save your money up because this is going to derail a bit. But I hate when I always get comments that are like, it's not fair that I can't afford this doll. I'm sorry.
Depending on where you live, you can get jobs. You can pull weeds in somebody's backyard.
Yeah.
You can babysit.
In Lambie's
They're
mom's
correct.
backyard. That would
Yes.
you're gonna have free doll requests for that one.
Yeah, people are gonna show up at your door.
How many weeds do I need to pull to get a free doll?
All of them.
They have a big
I
backyard.
am willing to pay people to work and pull weeds in my backyard.
Well,
That's
you said where the city you live in, you might find people trying to find you.
Okay.
We just
All right.
post our phone number.
That's how people can afford airline flights. They're not that expensive right now, and you can get really good deals.
We were looking from your house to Disneyland. It was like what, 130, 120? Really
I don't
cheap.
know. I don't pay attention.
You can get like alerts and stuff, and
Mhm.
Hmm. Yep. If you're old enough, get a credit card, and then you get free miles.
Yeah, that's how I used to fly because I lived in Hawaii as a young adult. I didn't make much money, but I wanted to visit with my family in Nevada. So I got a credit card and
And
I slowly would pay that off.
credit cards free money.
Right.
No, Ethan, this is what I was told when I got my first credit card. If you don't have the cash to pay for something, don't put it on the credit card.
I always thought that was obvious. I've never owned a credit card. Still don't own a credit card. Just have money.
we don't anymore. We already made our mistakes with that, so we don't.
Having credit cards is a good way to get credit,
I can buy
and
houses. So
well, you're military, so yes, that comes easier. But for people that aren't, then if you have good credit because you make a purchase, like you purchase a doll from Chelsea and then you pay it off, right? So you put it on the credit card and then you pay it off as soon as you get the bill.
Mhm.
So there you go.
Then
Get a
it builds
credit
your
card. Buy a doll from Chelsea.
It doesn't have to be from me. You can
That's well.
you
that's
can
more-
buy dolls those cheaper dolls from Bountiful Baby, those Kimby dolls. There's a lot of places that you can buy cheaper.
I love all my cheaper dolls like Paradise Galleries and Ashton Drake and Kimby. People think that I'm just saying this, but I really do love them. I think they're great quality for the price.
I mean, you can start small with everything. You don't have to just jump in.
Yeah.
You just start small.
That's true. Yep. Katie said I can eat the weeds.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
Oh, good.
I would have to pull the
I
weed to
think
eat
we're
the
from
weed.
Nevada. Yeah, I think we're from Nevada too. So aren't our weeds like pokey?
Yes.
They
No,
turn into
no
pumpkin.
weed eating here.
Oh,
Nope.
Someone
Even
asked-
if I was hungry, I would not eat the weeds.
No. I will do a speed round. Is the magnet an issue? No. Can you bring them on the plane with you? Yes. Do you really need to take them apart like their limbs? No. If you have a doll with the magnetic pacifier, how do you get it past security? They do not care about magnets. Done.
yes. That was awesome. That was just legitimately a billion of the same questions.
Yeah, it really was. I skipped a lot of them because it's
Just
just
good though.
the same. And a lot of people just put TSA question mark, and I didn't know what to do with that.
You know,
Are you saying they don't know what TSA is? Probably.
maybe they're too young to know what that is.
It's the Transport Security Agency.
Transportation.
Transportation
Security Administration.
Administration.
Train,
Train,
subway,
airplane.
Buses.
Guy. Dolls. I feel
right.
like on top of Chenza making a metal or clay bust of Ethan, I feel like I should send a child doll for you for Christmas.
No.
Yeah.
No. We're changing our address.
Until you order another doll.
He
No.
has a hard limit on child dolls, so we had this conversation.
So
Like,
for the child doll, should I find out when mom's gonna be at work and we'll buy plane tickets for that day to go somewhere?
yeah.
Well, she
What if
just-
I brought the child doll and I like bought a seat for it and it just like sat next to me? So freaky. I would just love to see people's reaction. That'd be great.
I think it'd be
I
better
don't-
if it's first class, so it's just you and the doll.
I just give it a sippy cup. Like that doll, that child's so quiet, so good.
Doesn't even blink.
Like, I know. That's why I have it.
When I had my June, the one that Kiersten has, I had made one before. And I dressed her up in a Halloween costume, not last year, the year before that. And I had her out with me while I was handing out candy, and the dad was talking to me. And I said, oh, this isn't real. This is a doll. He's like, wait, what? What? And he comes over. He's like, no. I was like, have a staring contest with her. And like, and he got like right up to the face. It was really funny. He was blown away by that because she looks so happy to be standing there, but she doesn't blink.
Al version, first version Chelsea made of Al, whatever version that was. I brought it to the Disney Hawaii resort, and some guy just got literally in a staring contest with the doll and was like, she's so cute, but why doesn't she blink?
She's blind.
I just ran away.
It's like, oh, she has a gluten allergy. So
Yeah,
that's
You'd
why.
be like, and she's not breathing either.
right. Crazy. Did you ever see
She's not blinking. Oh my God.
Did you ever see that video of the guy trick-or-treating with the doll that was deaf, and then the guy starts like doing sign language with him? Did you ever see that video? I'll have to send it to you. It is the funniest thing ever. He's like, oh, he's deaf. And then the guy starts signing to him, and the guy freaks out, like grabs the doll and runs away. It's really funny. It's funny, Ethan. I'm telling you, it is funny. He's dressed as Spider-Man.
Aww.
I feel like that's something that you could do with the dolls. Trick or treat.
Just like Spider-Man.
Dress the dolls up like a real child and trick people into giving you extra candy.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
So is
Well,
that it? Is that the episode?
Yeah, that was very helpful. I feel like people got something really good from that.
Yeah, I don't know what else to ask.
I think the highlight of it was hearing about the doll shredder they're making for TSA. I like that part. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Specifically dolls, not any of the other weird stuff they ever see.
Yeah, so people don't have to worry about TSA taking their doll apart or something anymore because they're gonna have a machine that'll take it apart for you.
I think
Let's show baby picture. What, Kirsten?
I think whenever I go through TSA, the people I see with dolls the most are little kids. They're not going to shred a little kid's doll.
We'll see.
Look at
Oh my god.
look how cute she is.
Oh, cute.
It's nice to know my ears always stick out like that.
So
You
see,
grew into them, though.
baldy baby,
That was
baldy
like Leo.
baby.
Yes.
That was I don't know when that was taken. Oh, look
Yeah.
at her hair. My mom made that outfit for her.
So cute.
And this is my most favoriteest picture like ever. It's hard to see with the glare, huh?
I had a 101 Dalmatians shirt on. I just found out that movie is sad, Chelsea.
God.
When I was a little kid, I think I thought Cruella, I thought that puppies were like sheep and she could just take off their fur and they'd be okay.
I'm pretty sure I thought that too for a long time. Yeah.
And then we watched it yesterday and it kind of clicked. That doesn't happen.
Yeah. I love those. I love that one. You're so cute.
Kirsten
Was
was Jane.
Was she always playing dress up and stuff?
Yeah, she liked to dress up. Yep.
That's so
But
cute.
always had a doll. I found one picture of her. She was like a year old holding a baby doll. She always had a baby doll.
Aw.
That's what I tell people. I've been collecting since I was born. I just like dolls.
Yes. I had my doll that I had for a really long time. It was falling apart, and I was just lived in the attic or the closet, and I took it out and I redid it. Totally, we took out the eyes, put glass eyes in it and stuff, and it makes me so happy to have it like back in my life. And that doll was like my child. I had it when I was 4 years old. When we went on vacation, like I carried it around like it was my baby. Like, I didn't have any weight to it then, but I mean, yeah, and now I'm how old I am. I still have that doll in my crib. It's nice.
My great grandma Pearl, she had dolls. My Aunt Dolly has dolls. My grandma Bunny might have dolls. She's another great grandmother. Like a lot of people in the family have dolls.
What about you, Ethan?
Yeah, I collect a lot. We have, what is it, 5 rooms for my doll collection. I collect the ones with faces and arms and legs too. So,
Yeah.
The last time you showed us your duck collection, what else do you collect?
Legos, right?
I have Legos. I don't think I really collect
I have
ducks. I bought a giant bag of ducks, and
You keep acquiring more ducks.
I was gonna bring you my duck, but it's moldy. So I didn't want to bring it in from inside, but it's a big duck. I was very excited to show it to you, but I needed to clean it before.
I'm sorry, he's molding.
Yeah, Josh was very much wants me to paint a duck. But
you should.
I think you're gonna get a duck request
yeah,
every day.
I think you're gonna be disappointed by what I come up
It's
with.
okay. I'm used to disappointment.
Oh.
It's just life. I'm joking. I'm
You
joking.
guys, I'm going to the Titanic Museum next Sunday. Next Sunday, a week from tomorrow, you guys. It's happening.
Have fun.
Yes.
I hope
What-
you have so much fun at the
what-
Titanic.
The Titanic. I couldn't figure out how you said it. I'm going to Pigeon Forge in Tennessee. We're going to the Titanic. That's how your daughter says it.
Titanic.
She does. What is she? My friend, we used to play Titanic. And then Ethan's like, wait, what did you say?
We
We're
were
going
talking
to
about it a while back, and Kiersten said something about the Titanic, but she said
Titanic.
Titanic, and I was like, "What? Say that again."
Yeah, say library, Kirsten.
Library.
Oh, you said it. No, she never said library. It was library.
library. Yeah.
Library. Let's go to the library.
She still says it for the record.
My dad doesn't say 3, he says tree, so
That's
it's
funny.
his fault.
When Jack switched over to saying glove and not glub, it broke my heart a little bit. You know, like, "Oh, my gloves."
Okay, so my childhood best friend, we met in the 7th grade, but we met because we were in history class and the teacher asked a question and the answer was Emancipation Proclamation.
Mhm.
And I knew the answer and I raised my hand and I just shouted it out and I shouted Emancipation Proclamation. And my best friend always remembered that. And that's why we're friends, because she was like, "You're the girl who can't say words."
That's awesome. I have a very similar story to that. I was supposed to say matinee, but I said manatees.
Oh,
And she laughed so hard in the middle of class at me, like, and she had the best laugh. And that was embarrassing.
You guys want me to tell you my story about
Yeah.
how I met my best friend in class?
oh.
Yes. Yeah. Are your parents watching?
Or how I make fun of you anytime you say major or wash.
It's Major and Wash.
Major?
Huh?
Major?
Measure.
Oh, measure.
All right, guys. Well, it was fun.
Worsh.
No, but for real though, thank you so much for being
Thank you.
this Saturday. You guys are going to Six Flags tomorrow?
Yes.
That's exciting. So next week we will be having all my plastic children, but it will be pre-recorded because I am going to the Titanic.
But
Yeah.
it'll still be fun. I can't wait to meet them.
Yeah, me too. I'm hoping that Chenza will drop in as well. So
Yeah, that'll be fun
cool.
too.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go eat food and it's gonna be great because it's dinner time for me. Thank you guys
Have
so much for
fun.
being here.
Thank you for being here, Mom.